understanding these men were not perfect. Look at your neighbor and say they were not perfect. And what I mean by not perfect, they were not perfect not only in a spiritual sense, but they did not have spiritual wisdom. And even though he had pointed to them and given them power, they were still not developed in the fullness of their journey where they knew how to access that power and tap into it. But yet they were still called. So God is always working in us, and I want you to understand about apostolic leadership is that the calling of God that God has placed inside of you, you're not going to always be in the fullness of your day, but yet God has still called you. Many of times we say, God, I don't feel like I have the power to get through this. I don't feel like I'm the one who should be doing this. I don't feel like the anointing that you've placed in me. I don't feel like there's no substance, there's nothing in it, but yet look at your neighbor and say, you're still called. So Jesus called these 12 men, and we know these 12 men that he called, they were not the perfect candidates. They were not the best candidates. Two things we can understand the reason why they were not the best candidates. First of all, they were ignorant to the law. They had no real biblical understanding of the fullness of the law. So in the time that Jesus was in, if you did not have understanding in the law, you were not qualified to be able to minister the fullness of a thing if you don't have understanding in it. So even though they were called and they have demonstration with the power and authority that Jesus had given them through the Father, they still were ignorant to certain principles of the law. But yet they were still called. Look at your neighbor and say they were still called. So we know that apostles are first in rank and in order of importance, and they are sent by God to do two things. They're sent by God to foundate, to build